This is part 2 of a video where Walt from America compares 2 of my favorite cities in Mexico to each other, Oaxaca and Guanajuato. And in part 1 he covers comparing rent, healthcare, internet, accommodations, restaurants, shopping, safety, and entertainment. And he continues in this video. If you want to watch part 1, just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to watch that. Okay, the interview continues now. Next for me important is entertainment. I consider myself a cultural explorer, so I enjoy things like musical performance, theater, symphony if I can get it, all that kind of stuff. Street art, street performance, anything having to do with culture and color and the arts. Which one wins that game if there is a winner?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. I mean, in terms of entertainment, starting with Guanajuato, it has the El Cervantino, which is an international arts festival that takes place each year in the fall. It's amazing. And there are a lot of events and musical performances, and you can attend those for free a lot of times. I mean, you also can pay tickets to attend some of these, and you get better seats but a lot of those events in El Cervantino you can attend for free. And they also have an international film festival in Guanajuato that I really like. You can see a lot of international films for free. And you could also go on a callejonada, which is sort of a walk through these narrow alleyways with a troupe of musicians that will, play traditional music and tell jokes and dance. It's a lot of fun. So, and León, as I said, is only 30 minutes away, and I really enjoyed the state fair that they have every year in León. It goes on for about 2 or 3 weeks, and that's a lot of fun as well. And they have an international hot air balloon festival as well in León, which is a blast.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Cool.
Yeah. And, Oaxaca is amazing too in terms of festivals and really in terms of its rich indigenous cultural history. It's pottery, it's textiles, it's wood carvings. Each town specializes in particular, textile or wood carving or black or green pottery. And of course, the 𝐓 is a festival, with traditional dancing. Oaxaca also hosts these mezcal fairs as well. So maybe not everybody knows about mezcal, but it's like tequila. It's made out of cactus. It's an alcoholic beverage, and Oaxaca is really famous for its mezcal. So you go to these mezcal fairs, and it's like a wine tasting, but you're not tasting wine. You're tasting all these different varieties of mezcal. So it's a lot of fun. And also, there are a number of important archaeological ruins near Oaxaca. There's Mitla, there's Monte Alban, and Oaxaca also has, numerous small towns throughout the state. The beaches are not too far away, and they have ecotourism as well, developing in the Sierra Norte, which is not far from the city of Oaxaca, where you can rent a cabin, you can go hiking, you can go mountain biking. You can eat fresh trout up there. So I would call it a tie as far as entertainment,
Yeah.
It's really hard to choose. It's really hard to choose.
And what great entertainment, those 2 cities. Well said. In terms of walkability, you've kind of already answered this, but which city do you think is more walkable instead of just going out for the evening and just sightseeing and things being close by, coffee shops, restaurants, that kind of thing?
I would say Guanajuato, but of course it's more compact. It's a smaller town. It's more walkable, but there's a caveat as well. I think for older seniors, it may be a little bit more difficult because there are all these alleyways, narrow alleyways, and you have to walk up and down occasionally these alleyways. It may be more difficult, for somebody that's older, that's not in the best of health. Right. So that might be a consideration. Oaxaca is flatter, it's flatter terrain, but there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of buses. And they also have strikes fairly frequently as well. The taxi drivers are striking, or the school teachers are striking, and they block the roads. And sometimes that's sort of a challenge, driving in Oaxaca.
This is Dan of Vagabond Awake. Please like this video, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. We'd sure appreciate it. Thanks so much. Right. Good. Okay. Overall, which would you say, assuming comparable cost of living for your accommodations, food, restaurants, entertainment, which would you say is easier on the wallet?
Again, I would say that the cost of living is pretty comparable, I've found. You can spend a whole lot of money in either location, or you can live on a budget in either location. I would say that, maybe the restaurants in Oaxaca, particularly near the center of the city, might be a little bit more expensive than Guanajuato, because Guanajuato is a tourist town, but it's really primarily a university town, and it caters a lot to university students, and they don't have a whole lot of money. So, they have to keep the prices low in the restaurants around Guanajuato. So it's not very expensive at all as far as eating out. But on the other hand, there's a larger variety of mercados or markets in Oaxaca, and you can eat pretty cheaply in Oaxaca if you go to the markets. So
yeah, we fell in love with the flour tacos in the markets of Oaxaca with that Oaxaca cheese. It was just so cheap, and all the different kinds of salsas. Just really a lovely place. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake. Thanks for watching. Hey, in case you have to retire sooner than you thought, or you don't have quite as much money as you thought you're going to need to retire, click the link in the notes below this YouTube video. We have over 50 plus reports about how to retire cheap in beautiful places like this all over the world. So all right, I guess the final thing would be, money aside, since they're roughly equal, where would you prefer living if you had to pick one? Which one wins?
Well, that's very hard to choose, particularly since my wife is from Oaxaca, and if I said Guanajuato, she'd kill me. But I would say they're both. I really like them both, and quite honestly, it's hard for me to say I prefer one over the other. Yeah, I think what my plan is maybe we'll buy a small place in Guanajuato. We already have an apartment in Oaxaca, and we may exchange time between both of them, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of traveling like you do outside of the country as well, but using Oaxaca and Guanajuato as our base, because I really love both cities. I can't choose which one is better than the other. So you put us in a quandary at the end here. Yeah, I mean, I really do like Guanajuato a lot, because it's a university town. It just exudes a very youthful energy, and I really like that a lot. And I also really like the fact that it's very pedestrian friendly, that it's more than that, it's very car unfriendly. So it just sort of forces you to walk, and I think that's very healthy lifestyle, and those are some of the things that I really like about Guanajuato. Oaxaca is just marvelous in terms of food and the culture and the indigenous culture, and I really enjoy the Sierra Norte, about 45 minutes out of town. My family owns a pear orchard on communal land, and they have an adobe house out there, and it's just really beautiful out there, so we like to go out there as well. Oh, so, what a great sorry, I can't really say one is better than the other. They're both awesome.
Thanks for watching our video. Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of Retire Cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.